Sir, I move that the bill further to amend the Copyright Act 1957 be taken into consideration. Sir, we are in the midst of a new era which I call the digital era. In this new digital world, the nature of rights of various stakeholders needs to be looked at afresh. As technology moves forward and new innovations give scope to assessing entertainment to ordinary people in this country through the digital world, we need to understand its complexity and to ensure that key stakeholders are protected and are conferred with rights so that they could take benefit of the new technologies in this new era. It is in this larger context that I am moving this bill for the consideration of this House. Sir, I would like to address this issue in 7 parts because I would not like to take the time of this House by dealing with individual sections. But there are 7 broad areas which are reflected in these amendments that need to be addressed. The first, sir, is related to the protection of authors and music composers. As you know, the regime that has existed in the past has been that the real creator who creates that intellectual property gets no share of the profits. These are the people who are the real creators and who form the backbone of the artistic world. They are creators on which the business community relies for their creativity to take the entertainment industry forward. In the past, what has happened is that those who have money power have sought the assignments of their intellectual property unconditionally to themselves and then use that assignments for the purposes of exploiting that work not just in cinema but through other mediums, the result of which has been that the artist who is the creator of intellectual property gets no share of the profits. That has been the legacy of this industry in the past. We want to correct that thing. We want to ensure that the author, the music composer, and the artist have equal share in the profits that the film producer makes through other mediums. So the right of the author is preserved. The right of the author is protected. Similarly, in section 18, which deals with assignments, we have added another proviso. What is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is that in the past, these rights used to be assigned. The author had to share in the exploitation of that work through another medium, and now we are ensuring that the author has equal share in the distribution of the profit made by the assignee through another medium. The same is being protected with respect to the literary or musical work included in a sound recording. So the author is being protected and the music composer is being protected so that they have equal share in the profits that will be earned through other mediums. We have also decided to determine the mode of assignment which is reflected in section 19, and the same applies to sound recordings. The idea being you can have the work assigned, but you cannot have the royalties assigned. You can use that work through other mediums, but there can be no assignment on royalty. So the author and the music composer would share royalty with the producer, the assignee, in equal terms. That is really the concept behind these amendments, protecting the right of the author and the music composer. We have had to therefore amend sections in the Copyright Act in respect of copyright societies wherein we are ensuring equal representation of both authors and composers and owners of rights in copyright societies, so that the member of the copyright society is not limited only to producers. There is equal representation of the creators of copyright as well as those who exploit the copyright. Therefore, we have made amendments in section 33 to that effect. So the authors are now sharing the ownership of the copyright. They are equal partners in this enterprise. Therefore, the copyright societies which collect the royalties, collect the monies, will share those monies equally with the authors. Sir, director has an enormous role to play in the making of a film. In fact, according to me, he is perhaps the principal creator, and I very much wanted that the principal director should actually share in the same profits. But unfortunately, there was a feeling in the standing committee that the time was not right for the Indian industry to give that equal share to the director. Therefore, I bowed to the wisdom of the standing committee, and therefore we are dropping that particular amendment that I had proposed and which intended to give those rights to the principal director as well. Therefore, we also had to amend section 2 to ensure that this does not happen. This is why that right is not given to the principal director. So, this is the first issue that I wanted to place before the honorable members of this house.